Happy Monday. Today is April 19th, 2021. The sun is at 29 degrees and about 50 minutes of Aries, meaning that it is the very, very end of Aries. Mercury is officially at 0 degrees of Taurus, so the very end of Aries, like a 30. So 0 degrees of one sign is technically 30 degrees of the last sign and 0 degrees of the next sign. So Mercury is crossing into Taurus now. In the next day or two, maybe 3, we will be able to see Venus. Venus is being rebirthed as an evening star. So watch the sunset tonight, tomorrow night. It's been predicted that it'll show up tomorrow night, but I mean, depending on where you are in the world, you'll see it sooner than others. I'm pretty far north, so it might be like a couple more days until I can see it where I am, but take a look, watch the sky. So before I do a tarot reading for the week, because I'm starting with tarot, I just want to talk a little bit about the sun at 29 degrees of Aries and what that could mean for us. The 29th degree in any sign is the degree of mastery. So I guess I'll speak on the positive first. It's the degree of mastery. When you finish a transit, when a planet finishes a transit of a specific sign, at the beginning, when it enters that sign, you have a lot of challenges. You get a lot of challenges that come up, things that are thematic of that particular sign and that you need to work through. And by the time that planet comes to the end of that particular sign, you get to the 29th degree. It's the degree of mastery, where you have faced, hopefully, you've faced those challenges and can kind of graduate in a way. Some planets, when they transit through a sign, have bigger impacts than others. For example, Jupiter and Saturn, they're very large bodies and they are very slow. Well, Saturn's very slow. Jupiter's quite a bit quicker, but it's really freaking big. So as such, they have a bigger impact, especially Saturn, because Saturn is so slow. As it moves through the sign, it builds all of this energy, and at the end of the sign, if you've done your work, you get rewarded by that energy. Does that make sense? So the sun being at 29 degrees of Aries, the sun represents our spirit, our body, our spirit. It is, in a birth chart, it represents what spirit intends for you to be in this world, where you are happiest. And for me, actually, I just realized it's kind of funny that I'm doing these videos, because for me, my sun is in the 5th house, which is the house of acting, performance, art, creativity. But anyway, back to the sun in Aries. Aries represents, like I said in my new moon videos, if you watch them, Aries represents our identity, our head, the blood rushing through our head, the beginnings of our ego, our individuality. So this now, every time every time the sun goes through Aries, we go through this awakening of more of who we are, a deeper realization of that identity. So the sun coming to the 29th degree, I can feel it in the air, and the more news I see about different happenings around the world, I can see this energy of individuality and like just being fed up in general with the current state of things and the lack of freedoms. I can see it building. I can see this frustration building. I know not everybody that watches these follows me on Gab, but I've been making a couple of posts. Well, I've made a couple posts lately about Pluto squaring different energies, and I just made one about Pluto squaring Mercury and the Sun, and this Monday's videos are not really meant to be astrology videos, but this is important because this energy has been building and building and building, and at the 29th degree of Aries, it feels like it's an explosive energy. I didn't want to use that word, but it literally feels like we're bursting through something right now. So anyway, the Sun conjunct Mercury is a major heightening of our mental energies, our desire and our ability to seek knowledge and use our logic-based skills, our mental faculties in general, and squaring. So it's a harsh friction energy. The square, 90 degrees, squaring Pluto and Capricorn on a mundane level, so like an everyday, worldwide, collective level. Pluto and Capricorn is like serious control of the status quo, the state, government structures, establishments. So not always government, but establishments. And Pluto transiting Capricorn, by the way, that is a destruction and a rebirth of establishments. So anyway, Pluto in Capricorn square Aries conjunct Mars, or Aries conjunct the Sun, and Aries conjunct Mercury. Is essentially, one way to look at it is the spirit of the people, the mental alertness of the people, and their desire for individuality and freedom. And I mean, Aries is a war god, so yeah, you know, there's that, clashing with dark control structures. This is very, very prevalent right now. And today in particular, with the Sun being at the 29th degree, I've stressed this a lot, but it's really important because it's like it's at this peak, this tipping point, you could say. As we move into Taurus season, the Sun in Taurus will illuminate our value systems, our monetary systems. Food will become a central focus. how we care for our physical body, the material needs that we care for, the material needs that we require to care for our physical body will become a major focus. But right now, today especially, there's definitely this heightened anxiety and peak. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm channeling, especially looking at the chart for today. So anyway, thanks for coming to this TED Talk. Yeah. Using the Golden Dawn Tarot today. So let's see what we get. Because I feel like it's a big week, I'm going to pull more than 3 cards. I just decided that. Is there a specific spread I should do? I don't know, I'll think about that, but let's pray. Father God, Source Spirit, thank you for this fabulous day. Thank you for the wonderful sunrise I witnessed this morning. Thank you for rising me up out of my bed. Thank you for this amazing technology that we have and we can use to speak to and inspire each other across vast distances in time. Thank you for the divination arts, for the language of the stars. Thank you for the abundant access that we have to the tools that we can use to assist our soul development, our soul growth. But in the end, remember that these are only tools. The real work has to happen from within. But thank you for the access that we have to them. Please protect this space while I do this reading. Block any and all hostile negative forces from entering. Allow through only energy of love and true light. Thank you. Hierophant. Taurus season starts tomorrow. My birthday's in Taurus, so I'm excited. Okay. What do we need to know about this week? What challenges are coming for us? How can we get through? Advice, wisdom. What do we got? I'm not sure if that came out upside down or right side up. Come on now. Oh man. I just saw Justice and then the Tower. Fuck. Was that out loud? Shit. Okay. Let's do a card for each day of the week. I got 4 right now. So the first card that came out that went on the floor is the 9 of Pentacles. I don't know if it was upside down or right side up when it came out, and I kind of, oh, there's justice again. Oh. There's some important trials happening right now. Well, important in that they will have a huge impact on life, especially in the United States. 1555 on the clock. Change. Major change. Tipping points. Okay, I'm just going to pull the next 2 cards. Fucking A. Okay. Alright. So 9 of Pentacles. I'm going to speak about this upright and reverse because, like I said, I picked it up and I wasn't really paying attention to how I picked it up. So, Lord of Material Gain, the 9 of Pentacles. Middle Deacon of Virgo is Venus in Virgo. This points to a sense of independence and high self-worth. Also being very connected to one's body, to one's ability to put in effort and be rewarded justly for it. So this is a topic actually that's come up in a couple of my friend circles where we've been indoctrinated into this mindset that money is bad, or that people that have money and power are bad. And it's not that they're bad, or even that money and power inherently are bad. It's how one uses it and how one gains it. So, I mean, this is just the first card that came out, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. Do you gain money by cheating and swindling? Or do you gain money because you produce something that is of value to people and people use it? A couple things to keep in mind. If it's reverse, it could mean like the exact opposite of that, like that principle is perverted inside you and you need to take a look at that, or you're losing money and independence in some way, or you're not connected to your body and the inherently feminine, which is your body. Next card out is the 4 of Swords. This is a card of Libra. It's called Rest from Strife. And it could be anything from meditating or just simply taking some time after there's been something that has happened that has troubled you. It's reaching an equilibrium, especially as it pertains to the mental realm, as it is Swords and Libra. You know, it could even be taking a break from social media. Maybe tomorrow you need to take a break from social media, or pay a little bit more attention to just pay more attention to rest. The next 2 came out at the same time, so I'll talk about them together. And then I'll put them in the days of the week, as I kind of after these came out I decided to do that. So So we have the Emperor and the Ten of Swords together. This is the major arcana card for Aries, the Emperor. It's the divine masculine principle that's in everybody. And the Ten of Swords is the last deacon of Gemini. This is a Ten of Swords. So endings, interesting. We're at the end of Aries season. That's kind of why I was like, oh shit, when this came out together. So this is a tough energy. This is a really tough energy. There's a couple ways you could look at this. Well, there's always multiple ways to look at every tarot card as it comes out, but the Emperor with the Ten of Swords. This is either a tyrannical emperor, and they are imposing these 10 swords on you. And this could look like deceit, keeping you in your head and disconnected from your body, and disconnected from feeling empowered, because you're too focused on strife and ruin. Alternatively, if this is still a tyrannical figure or a tyrannical structure, it could be that tyranny or that empire is coming to an end and ruin. It could also be an ending and a ruin of wow, I don't want to say it. The ending or ruin of people's individuality and identity. Alternatively, it could be an ending of the cycle of the things holding people back from achieving their individual goals and their divine masculine impulse. So on the positive side, this is action, assertiveness, declaring boundaries. You shall not pass. On the negative, this is trampling others in order to achieve. So take it how it fits for you. On the positive, the Ten of Swords is an end to something that was highly stressful. On the positive, the Ten of Swords is teaching discipline, is teaching it's a lesson. A lesson in truth, a lesson in duality. On the negative, it's a lesson. Okay. How these came out and how they lay in the 7-day week is Ten of Swords and then Emperor. So it could be that you're reassessing your worth, your value, what your time and your labor or effort or your mind is worth. Taking a rest, taking a break. Something happens that is not good, but spurs you to take action and to step into your divine masculine, that ensures that you move forward, not with violence, but with assertiveness, with whatever aggression is necessary for you to assert boundaries. The next card that came out is the Two of Cups. Interesting. So it's like, as you step into the positive aspects of the Emperor, there's some emotional nourishment that comes from it. Hey, maybe you meet somebody. The next card is the Five of Swords reversed. Interesting. Five of Swords is typically defeat. A clash of ideas or values, especially among your friend network. But it's reversed, so maybe there is an end to that particular clash that was happening, or it's avoided in some way, or repaired in some way. And then the last card that came out is the Three of Swords. Heartbreak. This is also, I like to stress this every time it comes out, this is also an end to poor contracts, or contracts that needed to end. So this card is Saturn in Libra. It's the middle decan of Libra. Saturn is actually exalted in Libra. Saturn loves being in Libra. Because Libra is about justice, right? Lady Justice. Libra is about contracts, about seeking balance and fairness. And the Three of Swords comes out, especially like this, when there's a contract that's been broken, which is why it's often viewed as heartbreak. It's not always like a romantic or a marriage contract that breaks up. It could be business, it could be leases, it could be, what else do you sign? You sign all kinds of contracts with your phone, your utility company, your different clubs. But either way, we could be ending the week with a heavy heart. But it seems to me like the main theme I'm seeing here is acknowledging something that's beautiful and really worthwhile within yourself, and then, you know, maybe there's some really not so great stuff that happens this week, but it will allow us and inspire most of us anyway to really step into this sense of power within ourselves that is healthy. We've done a lot as a society and as women to disempower men and to disempower the masculine, and tell the masculine that it is not okay to be a man and that it is not okay to be masculine, when this is completely false and backwards. And it feels like midway through the week here that maybe there might be a little bit of a shift in that narrative, which would be really nice, but one thing at a time here. Towards the end of the week here, towards the end of the week, I'm seeing there will be some comfort, actually inspired by Venus. It's cool because she's becoming an evening star, so there will be some comfort inspired by Venus from our family or from our friend network. Might not be love, but that's okay. We're in an apocalypse cycle, so, you know. And yeah, like I was saying at the very end of the week, there's a good possibility that there will be some contracts literally being torn up, or figuratively, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Something else that I learned about Saturn recently that's really cool is Saturn, to use your Saturn effectively, I'm gonna really mince this down and kind of paraphrase it as best as I can to keep this short because we're already at 30 minutes. My God. To effectively use your Saturn, you end things or put things on pause and take a rest. So, yeah, when you allow endings, when you allow healthy endings, say goodbye to things, people, situations, whatever, and let go, you are in fact making room for something new, something better, whatever is next that's meant for you to come in. So don't be afraid of that. Don't maybe this is a really good week to practice letting go of things. And if there is something that you need to say, there's a lot of sword energy in here. If there's something that you need to say it. My throat is getting froggy, so throat chakra. If there's something that you need to say it. And if there's something that needs to end it. Saturn's going to end it for you if you don't. Okay. Have a good week. Peace.